Hello, my name's Paul Hirons from Bengals UK, and I'm talking to you on the eve of the 2017 NFL season. And Bengals fans throughout the world are fairly positive about this new season, even though we were dreadfully inconsistent last year and finished with a record of 6-9-1. What needed to happen during the off-season was for us to get quicker, stronger, and younger, much younger. We had one of the oldest teams in the NFL, and we were crying out for some young, fresh blood. Now, during the draft, we seem to have addressed that problem. We had 11 picks, and we seem to have hit lots of needs. Certainly at wide receiver, we picked John Ross in the first round, who, of course, was the quickest player in the combine, and the hope is that he will make a real difference in drawing coverage away from AJ Green, who was playing the best football of his life before he got injured last season. We also drafted Joe Mixon, which of course is or was and still is a controversial choice. I was against it, but there's no denying that he's going to be a fantastic player on the field. He can do it all. He can run, he can catch out the backfield. He's going to be a superstar. Now, also on the defensive side of the ball, our pass rush needed addressing because, frankly, we didn't have much of one outside of Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins. So the team drafted defensive end Jordan Willis in the third round and linebacker Carl Lawson in the fifth round. And those two players have flashed hard in the preseason and look really, really good. So the hope is, again, they will provide a pass rush that was sorely lacking last year. And if you add into the mix defensive end Chris Smith, who we picked up for pennies from the Jacksonville Jaguars, he flashed really hard in preseason too. At linebacker, we also drafted Jordan Evans in the sixth round. Again, he looked fantastic during preseason. So again, the hope is that we will have injected lots of young, fresh talent into the team. Now, there are downsides to all this positivity, and the negativity in this team comes from the offensive line. Pro Bowl left tackle left for the LA Rams after 10 years in Cincinnati, and Kevin Zeitler, the right guard, who was playing at a Pro Bowl level, left for big bucks and went up to Cleveland. Now, that leaves our offensive line sorely depleted. Russell Bodine, who is our centre, one of the worst in the NFL. And the question is, who's going to replace Whitworth and Zeitler? Well, we re-signed Andre Smith. No big shakes there. But a couple of years ago, we drafted two players the theory was to take over from Whitworth and Andre Smith. We drafted Cedric Aboyi, the left tackle, in the first round, and Jake Fisher, a right tackle, in the second round. Now, in theory, that plan was fine because you had two players coming to the end of their NFL careers, and you had to replace them, right? Unfortunately, there was a fatal flaw in that plan. Boye was rated one of the worst tackles in football last year. A summer breeze would have knocked him over. And Jake Fisher also didn't quite come on as quickly as we all hoped. Now, the offensive line is a weakness because Andy Dalton is not a pocket passer. He's a classic three-step drop, West Coast offense passer, get the ball out quickly, and he's certainly got the weapons around him. Tyler Eifert's back fit this year. Hopefully he can stay fit. But we have to keep the pocket relatively clean. And if the offensive line is competent, that's all we're asking, competent, then Dalton might just have enough time to find his weapons. On the other side of the ball, Vontaze Burfict is suspended for 3 games and Adam Jones is suspended for 1 game. Now, certainly where Burfict is concerned, he looked fantastic during preseason, apart from the bit during the Chiefs where he slammed that player and the reason why he got suspended. But he was looking fantastic. He's in a contract year and he will be missed in the first 3 games. So with the Bengals, it's very difficult to predict how they're going to do because they were so inconsistent last year and because they're relying on so many new young players. I'm going to go for a 9-7 finish. Whether that will be enough to see them back in the playoffs, who knows? But that could go either way. We could finish anywhere from 6-10 to 11-5. We've got there's lots of winnable games during the season, but there's also lots of losable games. We start off with the Ravens, and then we play on Thursday night against the Texans. The Texans with J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Whitney Merciless. Goodness me, against our offensive line, that scares the hell out of me. But as I say, if we're competent on the offensive line, we could just make it back to the playoffs. You can follow us on Twitter at whoday_UK. Any Bengals fans out there that don't know about us, we're an umbrella organisation that helps Bengals fans come together. We organise meetups, we publicise meetups, we just engage in lots of Bengals chatter. So do follow us on Twitter at whoday_UK. Have a good season.